You let me know when we have the thumbs up, if you would, Chris, please. Is that? Great, thanks, Chris. Okay. All right, so I have 6:01, so let's go ahead and get starting. Call to order. Madam Clerk, would you please do a roll call for us?
Mayor Groff.
Here.
Vice Mayor Kennedy,
Here.
Commissioner Ansler,
Here.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Here.
Commissioner Oliveira.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our public comments. We'll start with comments here in the log cabin. Do we have any public comment in the log cabin? Seeing none, so let's go ahead and turn over to our participants via Zoom. If you'd like to make a public comment at this time, please raise your hand.
Not seeing anything on Zoom.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to item 6, our ordinances. And we'll begin with ordinance 2023-A. Mr. Attorney, is this something that you'd like to introduce for us? Please, if you could. Yes, yes, yes. Using the terms interchangeably.
Yep, no problem. An ordinance of the Village Commission of the Village of Biscayne Park, Florida, establishing the 2023-2024 millage rate at 9.70 mils for each $1,000 of assessed valuation upon real and personal property within the village limits of the Village of Biscayne Park, providing for an effective date.
Okay, thank you. Do we, just for procedural purposes, do we have to do 6A and 6B separately?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right.
What you would do procedurally is you would open this up for comment, open it up for discussion.
Got it.
And then you would, once you reached consensus, you will table it and go to your budget. And you will budget based on what you for consensus millage rate is going to be.
Okay.
Back to this ordinance. You'll pass it as is or as adopted or as amended.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So for ordinance 2023-A, do I have a motion in a second?
Motion to approve.
And Vice Mayor Kennedy, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any public comment? Seeing none. Okay, is there any discussion for 6A?
Anybody on Zoom?
None that I see.
Yeah, so if we're gonna go to discussion,
Sure.
when we passed this the first time,
If I may,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
If I may.
Sure.
If Madam Clerk, if you could, just for the I'm tongue-tied today. If you can have the minutes reflect that there are members of the village that have appeared both on Zoom and in the log cabin. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, so Vice Mayor Kennedy.
so we have a motion to approve it at 9/7, but at our September 26th, original second budget hearing, we reduced it to 9/5. So I think we should table this at this point, move on to the budget, come back, and we can amend it at that point. I'll amend my motion to change it to 9/5 and we can wrap that up.
Sounds good to me. We have a consensus? Yes, okay. Great, so we will table 6A for the time being with the motion outstanding. We'll move on to 6B, which is ordinance 2023 11A. Would you read it for us, Mr. Attorney?
An ordinance of the Village Commission of the Village of Biscayne Park, Florida, adopting a budget for fiscal year 2023-2024 for the Village of Biscayne Park, Florida, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Okay, great. So do I have a motion in a second to approve this item?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve this, but I'm going to reference a couple of things and make an amendment to it as well.
All right, so we have a motion from Vice Mayor
I'll
Kennedy.
make a motion to approve it, but incorporating all the amendments that we made at the September 26th budget hearing and is adopted at the original second reading. Also request staff to attach that approved budget to this ordinance. It says it's attached here as Exhibit 1, and it's not. So I request that it be added onto this. And then I'll also be making amendment to Section 4 of this ordinance, changing the assigned percentage from 50% to 75% of the unassigned fund balance as of September 30th to an assigned fund balance for emergency reserves.
Just so it's clear, section 4 would read the budget for fiscal year 2023-2024 shall assign 75% of the unassigned fund balance as of September 30th, 2023 to the assigned fund balance for emergency response expenditures to a declared emergency.
Right, that is the one amendment we made to the actual ordinance in addition to all the budget changes that we made that will pick up in that first request.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion as it's been amended on the record. And do we have a second on the amended motion from Vice Mayor Kennedy?
A second.
Do we have a second? Okay, is there any public comment on item 6B before we move forward? Okay, seeing none. Is there any other discussion from the commission on this item before we move to vote? No, seeing none, okay. All right, so then let's move the motion that's motion that is pending, the amended motion from Vice Mayor Kennedy. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll on that?
Mayor Gross,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Amsler,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Olivera.
Yes.
The item passes 5-0.
Great.
Just for the record, it's on a final.
The final second reading.
Great, thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, so having taken care of 6B, let's turn back to 6A and the tabled item. Vice Mayor Kennedy wanted to amend.
I'd like to amend my motion and change the millage from 9.7 to 9.5 to support the budget that we just passed.
And do we have a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a second, and we already called public comment and,
Mr. Mayor.
yeah, sorry, please.
No, that's fine, just so the record's very clear. And at that millage rate that has now been proposed as an amendment, the rollback rate would be 18.
18 or 8?
18. Correct.
Let me pull that up. Not what I recall.
21.18.
Oh, it's up. I thought you were saying 2.
No.
8.3. Oh,
No, no,
okay,
no.
got it.
That's what the roll.
Different proposition, okay.
All right, so we have a motion, we had our second. Since it's amended, we'll open it back up for public comment. You have any public comment on the amended motion? No, seeing none. Do we have any commission discussion on the amended motion? Okay, hearing none. So let's go ahead and Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll on the vote?
Mayor Gross,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Amsler,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Olivera.
Yes.
The ordinance is adopted on second reading 5-0.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, so let's go ahead and move to our last item, which is Resolution 2023-47, item 6C. Mr. Manager, would you like to introduce this one for us, please?
Absolutely. We have one of our large 60-inch Skag mowers at the repair shop as we speak. It needs $2,966 worth of work. The manager has the ability to approve expenditures up to $10,000. However, anything over 2,500 needs to go through the bidding process. So we would need a total of 3 bids for this repair work. The challenge that we have at this point is it's going to cost us anywhere between $150 and $300 to take the mower out to 2 additional shops, which would most likely negate any savings that we could possibly see from these other locations. In chatting with our Public Works Director, as well as my knowledge of the situation, the repairs are reasonable, the price is reasonable. So I'm asking the commission to approve waiving the 2 additional bids so that we can just get the work done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Manager. Um, so we run this a resolution, so, do we have any, well, let's open up public comment on resolution 2023-47. Is there any public comments on this item?
Oh, we don't need a public comment for a resolution, do we?
Okay, never mind. Okay. So do we have a motion to approve, resolution 2023-47?
Motion to approve.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion that commission would like to have on this item?
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, the rules exist for a reason, obviously, to get things bid out properly. And it's one of the, you know, the controls that we have to make sure that we're being mindful of our money. Chris, I would, when something like this comes to us, I think it'd be great to have something in writing that shows, you know, how much these estimate, you said it's going to cost between 100 and 300, I think, to tow it. I'd like to see some estimates on that when you're asking us to bypass something. So, you know, it's these little things that kind of bug me when we're just kind of approving things outside of the system.
Is there a time-sensitive nature to this one, Mr. Manager?
Yeah, the mower is currently sitting in the shop. We could start incurring storage fees if we don't get it repaired or if we don't haul it back here.
Okay, do we know?
Don't have a specific date on when that would start yet.
Well, we have another mower. I mean, grass can be mown with the other one in the meantime. We're not, today we can't not mow grass, right? I understand what you're saying about where it is, but we do have another mower. How did we get it there, Chris? Did we tow it to where it is now?
We had it towed.
How
Flatbed.
much did that cost?
I don't know off the top of my head.
We don't know what it costs to get it to where it is, and we kind of have a big range of how much it'll cost to get it to other places. Do companies like to do these repairs? Will they come out to check a sizable piece of equipment instead of having you take it to them? I'm just curious.
Typically not for something this small. The expense for them to come out, they could add anywhere between, I've seen anywhere between $95 and $300 for a trip charge for them to come out.
And it's a $3,000.
But again, I want to just point out that we have taken a look at the work that needs to be done, and I don't have specific documented information, but I can tell you that based on our experience, the price that we're getting is fair. We're not being gouged on it.
Okay, do we have any other commission discussion points on this item? Sorry? Oh, right. Okay, so then let's get a vote on this one, please. We have consensus? Yeah?
Yes, for me.
We have to vote. The resolution, we have to vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a roll.
Oh, I thought it was a resolution, so you had to vote on it. No, I didn't say roll call, but we have to vote.
Yes, you do.
Right, that's what it's called, the vote.
So, Vice Mayor Kennedy,
Yes.
okay,
We don't have to do a
Commissioner
roll
Hansel?
call, we just have to say,
Commissioner Gonzalez, Commissioner Oliveira,
Yes.
and I will be yes as well. So we have consensus on item 6C.
before we pass that up, Chris, could I ask that when you bring stuff like this to us, and I understand it's going to happen and you need to kind of step outside of the bounds, if you could bring documentation and stuff to show us, it would make it easier for me to, you know, when I see something in front of me rather than just kind of hearing about it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Great, well, that concludes our agenda for our special commission meeting.
We don't have on this agenda, Jonathan, the opportunity to add things to the next agenda, but I'd like to add something. We cannot? We can't add something here at the meeting? I thought we could at the end of our own meetings. No. Okay, fair enough.
You can only take up the items that have been.
Okay.
I'm not asking you to take up an item. I'm asking to put it on the agenda, but that's okay. I'll send it in. I'll send it in.
All right, very good. Well, then, Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Christmas if I don't.
You too. You as well. Are you sticking around, Mac? You're gonna get the cold weather then that you were talking about. It? Wow. I read something about a lot of that cold weather up north is not experiencing it. But I'm hoping it gets cold weather. We maybe get some snow then too. I like to walk on the road. Okay. No, well, so we never really did the ice fishing. We did like pond hockey every now and then, so that was a lot of fun. But it didn't. Connecticut never got so cold that it was kind of consistent. Yes. Yeah. And they stay there all winter. Yeah. Big little building. They go out to I mean, it sounds fun. I'd enjoy it. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'll be around. Let me know. How you doing? Not too bad. Oh, yeah, that's kind of you. You know, I went after I spoke to you, I spoke to the chief. Just to kind of get his